And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the most amazing show on YouTube. And let's not forget on Spotify. It's the
that's
Av
right.
Files. I am your host, Av. And it wouldn't be a show if I didn't have the cryptic Daniel of Arius and the Nation with me on this journey. Welcome back,
What,
Daniel.
dude? Good to be back. Good to be back, Av. It's nice
And
to be back.
as always, cheers to the Nation. You guys,
Oh yes,
pretty
cheers,
cool.
cheers, guys. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Cheers, Allie and Caroline.
Yes, both of you of the Nation.
and yes, cheers to you. The two people that keep the lights on. No,
Yeah, huzzah!
huzzah! We have invading eardrums. All right.
So fun. Right.
Well, man, once you told me what you were thinking about telling us about today, my ears perked up.
Right.
Perked up, pricked up. What? How do you say that?
Perked up.
Perked up. I believe
perked
that.
Up.
Yes, they did.
They're very perked up. You have very
correct.
perky ears.
Yes.
And some of the facts about this cryptid that you told me were pretty interesting.
Yes.
We'll have to dive into those as well.
Oh my God, man! I'll tell you what. This episode comes with a little disclaimer, but we'll tell you after what we tell you what you're going to talk about. I'll put it that way.
Yep.
That was enigmatic. That was enigmatic.
That was an enigmatic statement.
Yeah, it was.
So we're pushing our way to 50 subs. What? We're getting there. We're chipping away at a million. Chipping away slowly.
We just need to add those other 3 zeros behind it, and we are good to go.
We're good to go. Yeah. So please don't forget, before we go any further, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Please comment. Love the comments. Email. It's all there.
Yep.
So anyway, today we'll be talking about a cryptid that has been around for decades, roaming the deep, dark woods of none other than the great state of Alaska.
Yes. Well, you know what they say, with massive size comes with massive amounts of cryptids. That's what they say. It's on a shirt somewhere. Pretty positive. It'll catch.
If it's not, we're going to put it on a shirt.
Yes. Oh, man. All right. So Alaska. Home of the Yeti. I'm kidding. The so many different cryptids and serial killers alike. Bunch.
There has been quite a few. But right. From probably around as early as the 19th century, this cryptid is known as the infamous and very mysterious Kushtaka, not to be mistaken for Shakaka.
He's not a bat. He's not an albino bat.
Not an albino bat, and the Alaskans do not want his guano.
Yeah. Go figure.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Apparently that's what the shikaka is famous for, right?
Yeah, I think so. Guano? I think it was the guano. Yep. Right. The guano. Yep. So yeah, tell me more, please. Because
right.
Yes.
Right.
I need
this. More of the Kushtaka, or they're known as the Otterman.
Dun,
right?
Dun,
dun, dun, dun. The Otterman.
Yes.
And
this is where the disclaimer comes in, guys.
Yeah. So that is him.
Yeah.
In all his glory.
Yeah.
If you do decide to Google Otterman, make it one word.
One word. Otterman.
It's all Otterman. Like you said, like the furniture.
Yeah. Otterman, like the empire, like the furniture. Otterman.
Do not put otter spaceman.
Do not. No, or spaceman.
Do not put spaceman.
Otter spaceman? No, then you get some weird stuff probably.
Yeah.
Otterman is not a superhero. It is not a Marvel character. It is yeah. So anyway, yeah, we found that out maybe 10 minutes ago. So
Yeah, yeah. We were
yeah, we're just like,
last
hey, well,
last minute research, and then we're like,
last like, did you? Are we talking about like no, no, we can't be
no,
like no, it's this guy.
right. So the so if you Google it, it comes up. What is it? The
What the otter man?
yeah. What is that? The
It
lightly haired
lightly haired, uh, gay
gay
man.
man, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a bear, but they travel in packs apparently.
What do you mean, like the bear?
Like a bear, a bear is like a gay man. Like a otter man is the same thing, but less a bearish apparently.
Okay, so on the F Files, you will learn something new every day,
Every day, guys.
which
Every
I
day.
I just learned. So a bear
Yeah.
is a gay
Yeah.
man.
As a gay man. It's
Why
like
do they
a
call it a
big,
bear?
hairy gay man. I don't
Oh,
know. I'm not.
it's like a big dude
Yeah,
that's
big dude.
okay.
Big, burly dude is a bear. I guess
Hairy
a
guy.
slim, hairy dude is a otter man. Like,
Okay.
that's okay. Cool.
That's just their
But they're
terminology.
not cryptids. They're out there, apparently. So, the cryptid we're talking about lives in Alaska.
Right. Yeah, so we're not doing an episode like that today.
No, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm just like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of crazy. Apparently, I fell a little bit further down that. I was like, "Where is Otterman? Where is the Otterman?" And I found him. You'll have better luck trying to spell Kushtaka, and then
Yeah.
it'll take you
So
right to it.
if you do want to know anything about the Otterman, put in Kostaka instead.
Yeah,
That'll alleviate a lot of issues
one hundred
that you might.
percent.
Yeah. Let's
Yep,
just do that.
yep.
So the Kostaka.
So
So the cryptid.
what is it?
What? What? Well, what is the Otterman? So the cryptid is from the folklore of the indigenous people of Alaska. The Kushtaka is believed to be a malevolent entity that is known to lure people to their doom, particularly by mimicking the cries of a distressed child or the screams of a drowning person. So it's not nice. It wants to kill you or eat you.
So it's like a mermaid or a siren,
When
right?
I guess when hmm, good one. So I think probably more yeah, I don't want to say it is a mermaid, but
No,
I
no,
guess
no, no, no.
it
But it's like, uh, that's what I've learned on this podcast, man. Is that there's some cryptids that different places just cryptid differently, but there's some similarities. Like there's a lot of stuff that would live in the water, or apparently, if they're cryptid, lure people in.
mhm,
Like that's interesting. Cool,
mhm. Yeah,
interesting.
no, I'm with you. Yeah, there's they seem to have a lot of similarities, um, and they a lot of them seem to uh, resemble each other in some way.
Hmm.
Sometimes, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of like crossovers, like a
Yeah,
hybrid of the other,
yeah, yeah.
but
I
none
mean,
can be the snallygaster.
no, nothing beats the snallygaster. Nothing beats the snally. That's our buddy right there.
That's
You
our
know.
that's
Oh,
our dude.
all hail the snallygaster.
Yeah, all hail the snallygaster. He's a little bit of everything. So, oh man.
But I
All right.
mean, yeah. So this cryptid, it's I guess he's a creature. He's a being entity. He's
Mhm.
malevolent, so he likes to he's out to hurt you. He's not helping you. He's out to hurt you, and he will pretend to be somebody in distress, child perhaps, maybe even mimic. So if he can mimic, I'm assuming maybe he can mimic uh someone that you know,
Oh my god.
possibly. I don't know. Could be wrong. Just a little guess, a hypothesis.
Hmm. Hmm.
I guess if like me and you were walking in the woods and we got separated a little bit, he could come by and like mimic or like sound like you.
That's
that would
crazy.
get me to
Yeah.
go down there. So I
Yeah.
figure if he can mimic that to me would be my guess.
Yeah, and that happens out there.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
we were talking about the Appalachian Trail, and there's things out there that mimic voices. So it's like tracks. It tracks. That's a very it's a trait that is scarily shared by a lot of cryptids.
Yeah, it's a good trick though, you
Yeah.
know. Um, in our human nature, I guess if you hear a cry for help or some kind of distress,
Hmm.
you're automatically gonna just like go to it, go
Yeah,
check it out.
because it can't be a effing cryptid. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
9 times out of 10, it's not an Otterman with a 56-inch freaking neck, waiting to drown you or whatever he does.
Right.
A
Eat you, I guess.
Kushtaka.
I mean, the
I don't know.
Kostaka. I mean, I've seen otters in on like TV. Never seen one up close,
They're
but
not.
I
I just
always I
don't think
always
they're
see them like
menacing. They're not
they don't
menacing. They're always like
playful.
sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted one as a pet. I think that'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool, but I'm pretty sure they're not
No, they're not friendly,
pet
probably.
friendly. Yeah.
No, they probably bite the shit out of you, dude.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, I always see them. They're really smart. I mean, from what I can tell, anyway, they're really
Mhm.
smart. They put like fish up there and they like break it open and they like eat it and everything. So I think it'd be kind of cool. But
Yeah.
that's probably what he'll do to your like if he catches you, that's probably what he would do to your head. Like crack your head open, eat eat your brains.
Jesus. Yeah. Oh my god.
You know? I don't know,
Mhm.
something like that. But one of the
So
earliest accounts.
he just mimics. Oh, sorry.
No, 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 it's cool.
Uh,
No, I was just reading, no big deal. But I mean, yeah. I'm sure he mimics. Oh, I have heard that he does. If he mimic, I think they said he kind of does um trans, like I guess transform into or appears as other things, like a person ish.
oh, so
Maybe
he's a
because he stands up.
shapeshifter.
I think is what
Oh god.
I was watching a documentary about him, and I think that's what they were saying. But I'll get to that part in a minute because I
All
saw
right.
something. I was like, I think yeah, yeah. It's a little story that somebody that says they saw the Kushtaka was probably the early 2000s or late 90s, I think.
Hmm.
Can't remember the exact date. But one of the earliest accounts written about this cryptid was way back in the 1900s in a book called Myths and Legends of Alaska, in which author Barry Judson compiled various stories from the indigenous Alaskan cultures. In these stories, the Kushtaka or the, the Otterman is said to be a violent and very dangerous being that kidnaps people and brings them to a watery grave. Descriptions of the Otterman vary depending on the person. But one thing that many people agree on is that the Otterman has the ability to change its form, shifting between otter and human at will. So it does change to a human form. So
Wow.
it can change into a human form.
Okay. Okay. It's like a were otter. No, it'd be like a. Well, I wonder why it stops at otter. That's it. Like, that's
That's
kind
its
of okay.
that's its being. That's its
That's just
cryptid.
like that's its
That's
thing. Cool.
yeah. So like
Hmm.
Snallygaster.
Mhm.
Snallygaster would turn into, you know, you and then but it can't be anything but a Snallygaster.
Okay.
Well, that sounds
That's
dumb because it can
yeah.
because it's you.
It's you. Yeah. It's like you can't win in Snallygaster form. The Snallygaster can only be a Snallygaster.
Right, right,
Got it.
right. It has to go back to its original form, which is a Snallygaster.
Got it.
If the Snallygaster did um
Shapeshift.
yeah, shapeshift. Shapeshift, yeah.
I don't know if it does. I don't know if it possesses that superpower, but hopefully within
No,
time.
I don't know. That was just a little example.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So wait, hold on. Time out real quick. Time out. This has nothing to do with the story. And you know what? This is live, so we're just like whatever. I look far away.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Why are you so distant?
I don't know, man. I was just trying to get now. I think that looks better. I don't know.
Oh, I think so.
It's terrible. One of these days, when we get it
One
all
of these
set up
days.
and
Yeah.
ready to
And
go.
we just won't touch it.
No, but anyway, so yeah, he can change into a human form.
Mm.
So I guess that's where if he saw you, he'd change into you. I would think it's you, and he would call you over or call me over, and then I'd die.
That's that's crazy. So he's a shapeshifter that acts as
Mhm.
a he lures people to die. So does he eat them? What is he? Did he just drowns them? He's just this
I
serial.
assume he eats them
Hmm,
because I don't think he's gonna want to
hmm,
be um to leave people um just rip them apart. You know what I mean?
interesting.
Like
Yeah.
I'm sure that's his sustenance
All right.
besides moose or caribou or whatever else that they eat out there in Alaska. Maybe it's polar bears. Well, there's no polar bears in
Possibly.
Alaska. Wait, are there polar bears? There's polar bears in Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not on
Yeah,
the other one.
not on the other one.
Antarctica. As I would like to say, the Alaska of the South. I call it that.
That's where polar bears go in the in the winter to the
That's where they
Alaska.
migrate.
Um,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So in human form, it is said that the Otterman is shorter in height, stocky figure with webbed hands and feet. So if he changes into a human, you can see if you're paying attention, you could tell that it's the Otterman because he'll have webbed hands
Fingers.
and feet. Yeah, he'll look like he'll have like frog hands,
Fucking. That's crazy.
right?
Okay.
Or he'll have yeah, it'll be like webbed in between the fingers or whatever,
Yeah.
and then the feet if he's not wearing shoes. I don't know.
All right. So
That's
then.
weird, though, right?
All right. All right. Yeah. No. That's encrypted automatically. Like that deserves capture, no matter what.
Right,
Um. Because then it's just better safe than sorry. If you see a human with webbed hands, just throw a net on them, just for a little bit. You know what I mean?
right, yeah,
Like,
just
and
so you
just
can tell,
better safe than sorry. Um.
right?
It's
But
just
that's they do this to try to lure unsuspecting victims to their untimely death. It's said to have it's said to have long, sharp claws and a shrill, eerie cry that it uses to lure victims into dangerous situations, such as drowning in icing water when an unsuspecting victim gets too close to a body of water or getting lost in the wilderness. So it like yells, you know?
yeah. But man, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I like anytime, like let's say you're hiking, because you're not gonna see this shiitake in the middle of the city. So it's only out there hiking, and I feel like if you're out there hiking in the wilderness, just stay away from the water. Like just don't go near it. Nothing good ever happens near it. Because you know what else needs water? Everything. So you
Hmm.
probably have a good chance of running into everything that needs water. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, there's
No,
stuff
I
out
mean,
there, man. Like
no, that's a
it's
good point
just
because you go by a pond or a lake or something like that, and you're gonna run into the otterman or you're gonna run into a wolf.
wolf, grizzly bear, black bear, brown bear, uh, freaking
S- some
Sasquatch.
something stronger than you that could possibly kill you.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
mean, dude. I don't. Uh, so that. So yeah, it's just common sense. It's just common sense. Don't if you're out there alone and you hear someone like your freaking aunt say, "Help me, I'm drowning." It's not your aunt saying, "Help me, I'm drowning."
yeah, unless you knew
Drowning,
your aunt
drowning.
was coming with you, it
Yeah,
probably isn't your aunt.
yeah, 100%. That's a good bet. But
That's just a tip.
I,
Just a quick tip.
and it's just interesting that there are all these like shape-shifting myths and lore around all these different parts of the world that we've covered. Like
Hmm.
90% of the cryptids are shapeshifters.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, and
it's like
that's
they do that to. That's like that's the only way they can get victims. You
yeah.
know
I mean, could it be? Now, hear me out on this. Do you think it could be like a cloaking technology,
a what?
like a cloaking technology that
Oh,
they have?
cloaking.
Yeah, not croaking, not
No,
frogman. Frogman is later.
cloaking, cloaking. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
where they camouflage themselves. You know,
you
where
mean like
they
Harry
get
Potter, where he has like
camouflage. Yes,
the
yeah.
the
No,
cloak
not
of
not not an
invisibility?
actual cloak. As the act of disguise, blending in.
um, could be,
Because I
could
think it's
be.
just too common. It's too common that everything is so like quick to shapeshift. Like like who in the beginning of all this, someone must have last seen an otter, and then
Hmm.
immediately after probably saw a lost drenched dude. And it was like, that is the same thing that I saw. You know, that's the dude. That's the dude that I saw. Like I saw the otter swimming, and then I look over to the shore, and there's this dude. So
Hmm.
he's a mythical beast, or the guy ran into the water, and then there's an otter swimming around. It's like, well, that's the same fucking guy. That's the same thing. Turn into the otter. Like I wonder where it came from. It's not a I never thought of otter as a shape shiftable creature, you know, and even if
Right,
it
right.
shape shifts into an otter, we are so much bigger than otters. Like, does it shape shifts and shrinks? Like, that's kind of crazy.
Hmm.
That's a massive change. Like, you go from a like 6 foot human to a 3 foot animal, 2 foot long animal. That's a huge change. Unless it's a,
Well,
and then if it doesn't, then you're talking about a 6 foot fucking otter.
that's what. Well, that's the thing. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not an actual otter when it's running around.
What is it? Is it a human or is it a humanoid?
It's a humanoid. It's an otter. That's why it's called. That's why it's fucking called the Otterman.
But then
Because
why does it need to shapeshift?
it's to trick you because he wants to eat your brains or whatever part of the body that otters like to eat.
But then he should just be. I see. That's the problem I have with it. That's the problem I have with Otterman right here, Kushtaka, is that he doesn't really shapeshift. Then he's just a hairy, greasy dude with a big neck and whiskers. Like I don't know. So I don't know, man. Do you think this could be a misidentification of a
It's a
Sasquatch?
I mean it's possible. It's possible. I mean it's in Alaska. Wasn't is it, who knows what's in Alaska?
Yeah, true.
The
Very
Alaska
true.
is like the North American Amazon jungle, man. Like
Yeah,
we don't
dude.
know what's in there, you know?
And there's not enough
There's
people there. There's not enough people there.
no. And people that go out there exploring, you have to go in groups. You can't go by yourself, man.
No, you'll
If
never
you
come
get
back.
hurt, you're screwed, you know?
Yeah. Because it has
For
all the predators. Human and
everything.
human and animal.
Yeah.
Has all the predators.
Yeah.
Like, dude, yeah, you die in Alaska, you're never gonna get found. Something's gonna eat you,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like in a lot of other places. Like if an animal eats you there, it's gonna eat you. You'll know, no one's ever gonna find you.
Mm-mm,
No one's ever gonna
mm-mm.
find you. They'll eventually find like your pack and some of your stuff, but I mean, the animals will get to you before. Yeah, nah.
Now, now, briefly, I pulled something up on the Chicago,
Uh-huh.
and I was gonna wait till you're done, and I'll add it because I want to make sure you don't cover it. because I
Okay.
think it'd be interesting to add to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every little bit, whatever, man. That's good. But so the Otterman is known for its deceptive and sinister behavior. Some stories suggest that the Otterman may transform a person they capture into another Otterman as well
Oh
to
shit!
keep the cycle alive. So kind of sounds like a vampire almost.
Yeah, or like a
So
werewolf, or
yeah,
but no, more so a vampire though. More
right.
so a vampire, because I don't think werewolves are out to change. They're out to destroy and eat. It just so happens that people that get scratched turn into werewolves, right? That's
Hmm.
the science. So,
Yeah, it's like
um,
scratches or like
yeah,
bit somehow or something like
like,
that. Yeah.
yeah, like a close encounter, you get turned into it. But a vampire makes the cognitive decision to turn someone into a vampire.
Right, right, yeah.
So
I
that
mean
means it's
to
that
like get
means
all
it's
weird about it.
sentient.
Yeah, it make like you said, it makes the conscious decision to like, all right, I'm gonna go uh, after that guy, and I'm gonna kill him, or they're like, I'm gonna change him into another vampire.
Yeah.
So the Otterman
Wow.
does the same thing. He'll go and either kill you or he'll change you into an Otterman to keep the
That's
cycle going.
freaking
So
wild.
does does that mean that if he attacks a woman, that she then transforms into an otter man,
Huh. Huh.
or will it just be an otter man woman, or would it be an otter woman?
It'd be a I, I don't know. I don't know. We got to go up to the indigenous Alaskans
And
and
ask
ask.
them.
Yeah, and then they're gonna be like, "Why is a woman out there hiking alone?" You know?
She should be
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
That
Oh
was her fault.
god, yeah. Like, man, she is an otter woman, man. Like, what? An otter woman, bro? An otter, bro? Oh man. Um, that's a good question, because yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, what happens? What would happen?
Mhm.
Unless it doesn't. Unless it
Right.
doesn't,
Oh,
because
unless
yeah,
maybe it just eats them, and then just if the male's with them, they take the male. And I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know how the whole thing goes because this creature was new to me. I've never heard about
yeah.
this cryptid before, and that's roaming the Alaskan wilderness.
That is absolutely crazy. Like,
Right.
I've never heard of this thing ever in my life. This wasn't
I
even
haven't
on
either.
the freaking spectrum of cryptids, you know?
Hmm.
Like, out of all the cryptids I've heard of Otterman, and uh what was the little people that live in the wall?
Oh, the duendes.
Duendes. Them and
Hmm.
them, those two. Never heard of one. Never heard of one.
Yeah,
Ever.
never heard of them.
They're not the I would say they're not the top five. They're not the top five. They don't make anyone's top five. Otterman
No,
does not make anyone's top five.
no. But if you haven't heard of the duendes, go to Spotify and check out the duendes episode.
Not possibly my favorite. Possibly my favorite episode.
It still cracks me up.
It's still ridiculously funny. Um now, but could it be real? I feel like I think it could be a massive misidentification of of anything really, of anything out there. But then again, it's Alaska, like you said, it's the Amazon of the North.
Hmm.
Like, no one knows enough, no one can spend enough time out there, and it's so freaking massive, guys. Like, it is 600. What is it? 600 million square miles. That's huge. It is. It what, four Texases can fit in that thing? More than that.
Something like that. It's crazy.
It's something that is beyond comprehension. And like, you'll have the southern part of Alaska that can get warm, and then there's places in the northern part of Alaska that I feel like never see the sunlight
Right.
or never see dark. Like, their years are split in half, right? It's either
Hmm.
dark time or sun time. That's it.
Well, that's like I think we mentioned it before, like 30 Days a Night. They're in that
Yeah,
Alaskan town, so it's like a whole month of just sitting in the dark.
it's crazy. Could you yeah. So like that right there sparks so much like out there is different. It's just different, man. I
Yeah, I
couldn't
know a lot of
imagine.
people. A lot of people when a lot of people move, they'll like when at that time period they'll like leave, and they'll go somewhere else where it's daytime
Yeah,
and night.
yeah,
Because being constant night, I believe it drives people crazy.
yeah, yeah. I know that for people that are stationed out there, because the US has military bases out there, uh they every government building has UV lights. They
Mm,
have to have UV lights because you don't get that enough in Alaska.
hmm.
And if you don't have enough UV, you go freaking crazy. Depression,
Really?
all that shit. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. So, um, but there's this thing, but then again, like I said, Alaska is massive. It could be real. I don't put it past it. I'm never going to be in a position to find out if it is or not. You know,
Hmm.
like it's just I'm not going to go. I would love to go to Alaska. It's one of my bucket list states to go to. Just but in the
Uh,
summer, like just to see the mountains, the glaciers, stuff like that. You know,
I think I'd want
just as
to,
said.
but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. I
I
think
mean,
I'd want to, but
I wouldn't get an what is it called? I wouldn't get an outfitter. You know, I wouldn't hire someone to fly me out there. Like fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not
mhm.
doing that. I'm not going all in. I'm going to like Juneau. Isn't that a place in Alaska? Juneau or
Juneau,
yeah, or Anchorage. And I'll just
Anchorage.
chill. Like I got it, stay in the airport, get a t-shirt, fly back. Like I don't want to
I was here.
I was here, I got the t-shirt. I want one of those. Um but you know, out there in the wilderness, man, you're not only does stuff that you don't know exist out there, there's stuff that your mind will play tricks on you because you're so isolated.
Well, that's a part. That's another thing. Like being in the dark for so long, you're bound to like see things, hear things. After a while. So yeah, I believe it. I mean, gotta have that daylight.
The and what I quickly searched um is
Oh,
that
before you do that, sorry.
yeah,
Before you
no,
do
you're
that.
good.
So the indigenous people of Alaska have various protective measures and rituals designed to ward off encounters of the Otterman. For example, some believe that whistling in the woods or near water can attract the Otterman, so they avoid making any unnecessary noise. Some people are said to carry amulets and talismans to safeguard themselves from the creature's influence. There have been sightings, or at least people thought they saw the Ottoman. This cryptid is rooted in deep local folklore, and a lot of the stories come from traditions and storytelling passed down from
Hmm.
generation to generation. So I mean, it's like again when I read that and it was like, uh, don't whistle near the water. It sounds like when you're on the trail. You don't whistle
Yeah,
on when you're on the trail because you don't want anything to whistle back.
yeah, yeah. You're not trying
You
to
know,
establish contact, you
right?
know.
You're not
Uh,
on some kind of search mission to see
yeah,
what's out there.
but it's odd though. It's odd though. That means it's not. It's more of a being. It's more of a being than it is a cryptid. If like now hear me out because of people believing that talismans can protect them. That means it is I would say it's more of a spiritual entity, possibly.
Well,
If
I feel
there's
like
like
those they're not. I don't say like they're like voodoo or any type or voodoo style type people in Alaska. They're very spiritual people out there, and their traditions run deep.
yeah,
So I think they, oh, keep this. This will safeguard you. It'll keep you safe. I feel like I don't want to say that like crosses or are like talismans or anything like that, but people use those crosses or you know keep you safe while you're on your travels. God protect you and stuff like
got
that.
it. Like
You
the
know what I mean?
saints,
Stuff
like
like
the
that.
saints.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
like
of. I don't want to say it's the same thing because I don't believe that it is, but it's trying to get it into like perspective so people maybe have an idea. I feel like maybe
well, he- here's my thing. I don't think a legit cryptid that's mindless, that's just a creature that that comes up, shapeshifts or whatever it does, um, and goes back into the water to drag people to their death is a sentient creature. You know,
hmm
like if there's a Rottweiler on the loose in my street that's has a history of being terrifying or shows aggression, no amount of gold crosses is going to keep that thing from biting my ass because it's a creature. It is an
right.
animal, right? It doesn't respect the my religion at the time
No, it's
or
out for
what I'm
blood.
saying. Yeah, it's out for blood. And I didn't mean to use Rottweiler. It could have been a Yorkie. It could be anything. It could be most likely it's a Chihuahua. But like, but like, so that means if pendants and amulets work against or preventing something from happening, or if it's proven because these things are rooted for so long in this
hmm
culture, and
hmm
if they're proven to work from them, then that means it's not of here. It's not a cryptid. It's more of an alien. It's more of a something like that. Where
Well, they
yeah,
call it's an entity. It's a being. It's not. I feel like anyway, like any of those cryptid type things aren't from. They're not from. They're not. It's not human, obviously, and it's something else. So stuff like that could work. Can
well,
work.
I feel like a dog man is just a werewolf that got stuck right as a wolf. It's not
hmm
thinking. It's out for blood all the time. What is it doing? It's either sleeping or fucking terrifying people in their sleep, trying to kill them. You know,
Barking at
uh,
the barking at the neighbor.
Bigfoot, yeah, Bigfoot is not stealing your newspaper, to read up on what's happening. Like it's different. It's different.
hmm
So if the Otterman is worried about what's around your neck, or he's trying to lure you, like
hmm
it's different. That's a conscious. That's some sort of conscious behavior. It's like yeah, he knows that if I whistle or if I sound like this, someone's gonna come, and then that's when my chance to either bite him, turn him into another otter bro, or
hmm
kill him or drown him. Like that's a intelligent move, I would say.
Well, I think too. It's
Not it.
I
That's a
guess if you're gonna say like talismans too, it's like vampires.
yeah, yeah, same thing. That's what I would classify. And because he turns other people into other Ottermen, he would be considered like a vampire in my book. He wouldn't be
hmm
like a Bigfoot who's just this lumbering ape beast thing that may or may not exist in the woods.
Right.
So it's more of a human than like processing thought and stuff, setting
Right.
traps, mimicking, trying to do all that, and that's where I'm like, okay, that's different. That's different. That's not a cryptid. That's not a mindless being like Mothman is not doing
hmm
calculus on the weekend. He's just
Right. Right.
Mothman.
Right.
You know, so that's it's just something that's interesting. Like, because when you talk about things like that, some sort of sentient being that we don't know about, Alaska would be a great place to hide,
hmm
and
Oh
actually
yeah. I mean,
thrive.
because
So
right. Oh man, because like again, it's like um, it's just a wide open space. There's no one. There's no way that you can figure all that out.
no, no, and that's my biggest problem with these things is that when you go looking for it, you will never find it. It's the people that don't that end up stumbling on this stuff.
Right.
Like they've sent effing like SEAL teams into woods looking for this Sasquatch thing, and they couldn't find a thing.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know. It's always something with these cryptids, man. Something different. It's
Yeah.
something strange, and then that's what draws me in. That's what draws me in. It's just like, what is going on for real? Because you can't call the indigenous people dumb. Like
No.
someone somewhere had to see it. They're part of the land.
Right.
They've known what's out there for eons since they came here.
Right.
So it's like that came from somewhere. Where? That's what I want to know.
So.
So like I was telling you, I pulled up some stuff I googled the Kushtaka,
Yeah.
and definitely not Otterman or Otterman, and you find a lot more stuff. And I pulled it up, and there's something that's very interesting to me. Uh, it underneath a picture of this random campsite. Is the Kushtaka a mythical creature or real? Right. So in this
Hmm.
paragraph, I'm going to paraphrase it. It's poorly written, like all cryptid articles are. They're like some some indigenous people have claimed there's a correlation between this cryptid, and they think that it is the ancestor of the fallen angels from the Christian Bible.
No kidding. Really. Well, where would they
Yeah.
get that idea? Because I don't think no, wait, time out before I even say that. I guess you could say, um, well, like from the Bible when they were thrown out from heaven, they're not going to look pretty when they come back down here.
No, no, but at the and remember, they manifested themselves in different things, and it's not just the Christian Bible, right? This story is passed down uh, eons. People have fallen from the stars. That's what it's like, right? It's what it is people that have fallen from up there, be it
Right.
angels or whatever,
Hmm.
come here. It don't get wrapped up in fallen angels. Don't get wrapped up in the term angels or Christian Bible. Just things came from up there, came down here, and then weird shit happened. Either
Right. Right. It was
testing,
just
genetic testing, stuff like that.
right.
If you think of it like that, it's because, yeah, in the Christian Bible you have the fallen angels, right, which are uh, created. Goliath was a descendant of the fallen angels in the Christian Bible. But
Hmm.
fallen angels, take that all the way back, uncover some of the meanings behind that. Fallen angels is extraterrestrials from somewhere else that came to Earth.
Hmm.
You know, that's interchangeable. Don't think they have the wings and it's fucking gold swords and whatever. They're
Right.
not
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
It's
not
not like
that.
what they portray in movies. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not that. Um, so yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's supposed to. Let me see. The Yeah, that's pretty much. I just saw the Nephilim thing, and I'm like, huh, that's kind of
Uh-huh.
interesting, because then they have seen a bunch of crazy shit out there in Alaska, as far as like UFO sightings or stuff like that. They have seen that shit out there,
Hmm.
and it's worth the little bit to think about that. If we're going on, we already know that our government has said aliens and UFOs and stuff, they exist, right? So you it gives credence to, well, they have probably most likely always existed. So
It's out there.
it's out there, and it's probably been out there for ages.
Hmm.
So is it that wild that a sparsely populated area could be home to something that we don't even know existed? Like, yeah, I think so. I think so. And if the indigenous people are there and they've been there, they have the longest time in that one location. They got that myth from something.
Right. I can only imagine the stuff that they saw sitting out in the wilderness for
Oh, dude.
years,
Yeah,
decades.
with
You know.
well, with especially with like no ambient light, you just
Hmm.
see space. You must see
Yeah.
some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like dude, that's like your TV back in the day. Is like look straight up and look at the stars
Hmm.
and wonder what the hell they are. Or in most cases, the indigenous people knew what the stars were way before we even fucking knew what they were.
Right.
So, we're just now getting back to where like they left off.
Hmm.
Like just now with all of our shit, like they knew what we know now. And that's crazy. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, that it's I don't know. It's just to me, it's like there's so many questions out there, dude. And there's no way we will not live to find the answer.
No.
Like it's
Never.
just
Never.
this is
Never.
something that's so mind-blowingly bigger.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
eh, but let's say, for instance, what happens if they do find a Bigfoot? It won't affect me in my life, but it means if they find one, if they find proof of one, then that means the others probably more than likely exist too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
But
that's
the hard
crazy
part
too.
again is one, not just proving it, but finding dead bones of this thing. Because I mean, in the wilderness, all the way out there, if one stubs its toe and it gets infected and dies, all the animals are going to eat it.
Yep, yep. And predators are the predator bones of predators, large predators are never found. They're never found. Like you won't be
Mm.
wandering in the woods and stumble upon a grizzly bear skeleton.
Right. Which I think is pretty wild because that'd
That's
be kind of cool to see
crazy.
like a grizzly bear skull.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you'll never. I don't.
I would pocket that. That'd be so cool, man. But no, I think overall it's pretty intense, man. I think this is as wild as it sounds. And that's like the whole theme is like until there's proof of it not existing, then it could be possible. Anything's possible until proven otherwise.
Hmm. Hmm.
That it's pretty much out there, and that's what I feel like. That's what like 98% of stuff that we have on the channel is like. Hey, why not entertain the thought of yeah, there's shit out there that we can't explain. It could be real.
All right.
But
Yeah.
it could easily just be a big hoax, but I doubt it. That's a very long running hoax. Very long running hoax.
Yeah. I don't believe it's a hoax, but I believe it's if it's just some story that's made up, or if it's something that is out there, or somebody thought they saw something. Maybe it was a dying grizzly bear and they thought it was an otter.
Yeah. Or it could be a tale to keep kids away from the water.
Yeah, could
That could
be.
be it too. A
Hmm.
lot of stuff is like that. Like they're scary on purpose to stop kids from getting hurt, to instill that fear,
Hmm.
and like don't look under your bed, or the reason why people like don't look under your bed is because they don't want you to get out of fucking bed because you're a kid. They want you to stay
Right.
in bed and go back to sleep. They
Right.
don't want
Right.
you
Right.
wandering around your fucking room, you know?
Right.
And
Speaking of
that's hmm.
speaking of wilderness and Bigfoot, dude, did you see that video of the Bigfoot in Colorado?
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Um, let me see.
I like
I do
that.
not
I thought that was interesting.
is very HD. Is very HD. I would have it pulled up, but I do not have it. I have
No,
I have a lot of Egypt on my computer. But yes,
no, it's cool.
yes.
That is
Um
cool. That is actually pretty
that's
cool.
definitely, guys, definitely check it out. It's
If
so
you haven't seen
crazy.
it, yeah, I saw it on Instagram, and it was like, I don't know what these people were on. Looked like they were on some ride,
Like it looked
and
like a train.
yeah, something, and it was going somewhere, and all of a sudden, the Bigfoot walk. He's just lumbering along, and
Yep.
he turns back and looks around, and then keeps going, and he sits
And
down.
then and then crouches. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking a crap in the bush.
Yeah. And it's just like the most HD, but no zoom. It's
Right.
just,
Yeah.
come on, people. If
Well,
you're out there and just
yeah.
see some shit, just zoom. Zoom.
Well, what gets
God.
me is they do all these. I've seen these videos of people. Oh, look, I'm gonna take my phone and I'm gonna zoom in on the moon, and they like zoom in on the moon, or they zoom into like a building like all across town, and they can zoom into somebody's window.
Yeah.
And the moment a cryptid or the moment a Bigfoot walks by, for some reason, Zoom doesn't work, and your phone takes horrible pictures.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? It's just like it maybe because it's a split second thing, you know? It
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's a split second thing, and you know that you have to capture it quick. And so you're not really focusing on your camera, you're focusing on capturing this moment, right?
Maybe, maybe.
Like I don't know. And a lot of the even the cameos or the photo bombs with Bigfoot in the back, they're always
Mhm.
blurry, right? Like if we're hiking, like I was talking to my wife, I was like, man, I'm gonna take a photo, I'm gonna take a picture of you in the woods. I want to get back, look at the photos, and there's something I'm gonna be watching. Like
Dude,
that's
how
terrifying.
how scary would that be?
Oh, I would shit myself.
You know,
I
just
would
to
shit
see,
myself. Like, holy
like
shit.
somebody like peeking out, looking at
Yeah.
you.
Like
Oh
we were
look,
being watched the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah. That's so scary.
That would be freaking terrifying. But like that's how Bigfoot appears in a lot of these pictures, is like never the focal point. It's always like accidental. And
Mm-hmm.
it's never effing clear.
Right.
I can zoom into something that's not clear on my phone, but that's never the case with effing Bigfoot. He's always blurry. It's always blurry.
What if that's how he just looks? Like if you see him up close, he just
Dude,
looks like a blur.
blur. Like that's what I'm saying. Maybe like for me, I think Bigfoot, if it does exist, it has to be some sort of interdimensional walker. Like something where he's not completely unfocused because he doesn't really exist on this plane
What
of
if
being.
he's what if Bigfoot is actually a freaking um Wookie?
See, that would make more sense. That would make sense. I just something about the blurriness is like iconic for Bigfoot. And I feel like no one that's had a Bigfoot experience has seen that shit. Like without blur, without
Mm-hmm.
darkness, without fire. He's always out of focus all the time. There's never where like I got him.
So what about the evidence of a Bigfoot that what was that guy's name? The Survivor Man. Remember?
Yeah. See, I believe that, but there's no picture of it.
No, but
Right.
there's what makes it more believe. I believe him too. I believe him a lot more than other people. Even without the picture, only because he's out there in the wilderness and he's by himself because he always is by himself.
Yep.
And then he hears all this stuff and he's like, I gotta get out of here, man. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. I don't know
He
what that is. I know what the elk sound like. I know what the bears sound like. I know the animals that are in this area. I
Yep.
know what noises they make, but this, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. He went out to film Survivor Man, not to catch Bigfoot.
Right.
And
And
that's
he,
the difference. And
yeah,
he
he ran into
encountered
Bigfoot.
something. Yeah, he encountered something. And so this man was so shook out there that he essentially threw his whole career away searching for Bigfoot. That's how
Yeah.
much that moment sent him on a different trajectory. Like that's after that moment, the woods were no longer safe. There was something out there that he didn't know what it was, that he had no experience with. And he's
Yeah.
done
He,
it all.
Yeah, and he's I have a lot of respect for him because he's like, I'm going out by myself, and he really goes out by himself. Like he has nobody helping him.
Yeah.
He's out there 100%. And I know, and I used to think like, how's he not? How's he by himself? He has to have somebody or like two people with him, and they did like a whole behind the scenes, and he would look, place the camera down, see what kind of angle it had. He's like, okay, and he'd like go and he'd walk by and then walk however far and then come all the way back, pick up the camera, move it, and I mean it took him hours,
Yep.
days to get like 20 minutes of video, to
Yeah.
usable video.
Yeah. And that's like it, you know, if it was like like Bear Grylls looking for Sasquatch, that's bullshit. I'm not doing that. But Survivor Man, it's like he threw his whole career away searching
Hmm.
for a Bigfoot.
Right.
Like like because of that search, Bigfoot search, Survivor Man Bigfoot, right? There's I think 16 episodes on YouTube.
Hmm.
Man, they're interesting. I
Mm.
mean, yeah, there are a bunch of wackadoos out there and fakes and a lot of, and that's what it is with the cryptid stuff, right? You have to entertain them all. You got to entertain them all because it's unfortunate that one false story can debunk the whole thing. There could be 100 valid stories, but you'll
Hmm.
always find the one that's just bullshit, and then that
Hmm.
makes all the other ones bullshit, makes
Right.
everyone else crazy.
Right.
But Bigfoot is by far the biggest cryptid out there. I mean,
Yeah.
except for maybe Nessie, but that you
Yeah.
saw the footage on that. You saw the
Yeah.
footage on that shit. Same thing. Same
It's
fucking thing.
Nessie's interesting, but you kind of know where if you're gonna go look for her,
Yeah.
where she is.
Yeah. She's
It's not like
probably in the
she's
lock.
yeah, she's not gonna be in Lake Michigan.
Yeah. No, there's no Michigan, or probably there is. Anywhere there's a body of water, there's a lake monster. That's just how it is. That's just how it goes. People are inherently terrified of water. So,
Mhm.
what is it? It could be a big bass. Nope, definitely a plesiosaur. Definitely something left over
Mhm.
that didn't affect our specific lake. Like, get out of here. Even though Lake Michigan, I think Lake Michigan is the deepest of all the Great Lakes. It's insanely big.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
I
one of the effing deepest Great Lakes
didn't
out
we say
there.
before that they had a lake monster over there?
Yeah, but I mean, I would believe it. Hold on, let me just do a quick little Google thing because we're. Let me see. How deep? Let me see. Great Lake. Sorry. It
No, no.
is all right. So Lake Superior. I apologize, guys. Lake Superior has a maximum depth of 1,332 feet. That's way deep, dude. That
Mhm.
is so deep. That is like borderline small ocean deep.
Yeah.
Like you
Jeez.
could fit a fucking battleship in that depth.
I didn't know it was that deep. That's crazy.
That's absolutely insane. All right. How tall? Hold on. Let me just for shits and giggles. That way, how tall? Mount oh, never mind. That was stupid.
What?
So yeah, no, never mind. I was like, how tall is Everest? I just wanted to get like some sort of scale. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. Everest is 29,032 feet. So never mind. Never mind. But still, 1,000 feet is still pretty deep.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, how deep is it that until someone gets crushed?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Where's how far down is the Titanic? And then it's that depth. Like whatever the Titanic sank at,
Which
it's
which
that
one?
depth. Yeah, not Titan, Titanic. What is the depth for before. Well, that's kind of um what is it? 130-foot limit for a diver,
Okay.
and so you add 1,000 more feet to that, pretty much, and then you're at the bottom of Lake Superior,
Hmm.
and below 50 meters, your lungs can collapse.
Hmm.
What? Pressure. About, yeah, maximum safe depth is about 60 meters or 190 feet. Um, without a mix in your scuba tank. If there's a mix in your scuba tank, you could probably go. What is it? A special breathing gas is 500 meters is what Google says.
Really? Five
But
hundred
but
meters.
but those depths have only been simulated. So in theory, with special breathing gases, you could go that far down. But that's fucking. Why would you ever? Why would you ever? Why like only rescue missions could possibly need to go that far down,
Hmm.
and
Kind of
now we
interesting.
have, yeah, but it's definitely not oxygen you're breathing, it's a mix. It's
Right.
crazy. Yeah, but
Hmm.
no, man, no, it's pretty crazy about the shit out there, man. And that's why it always devolves into Bigfoot, always.
Always. Always. So, what was that you had of LeBron? What was it called? LeBron?
Oh yes, guys. Real quick, here we go. I pulled something that popped up on my, what the fuck is it called, like your home screen, your browser home screen, like where it flashes like the news and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
um there is this story, the enigmatic, and that's what caught me. It used enigmatic in the title. I was like, oh, well, not just us, there's another person out there, another place out there using enigmatic. The enigmatic ancient alien library, or library, uh is
Librari.
library is concealed beneath the Great Sphinx. Did you know that there is a room underneath the Great Sphinx?
Mm,
Now,
I do
there
now.
is the article says the legendary Great Sphinx of Giza in Egypt holds the potential to unlock the mysterious Hall of Treasures of Knowledge, according to some researchers who speculate that this hidden chamber could contain ancient documents from the lost city of Atlantis.
Hmm. Really?
Yeah.
So in the Sphinx, there's a library or library, and inside of it holds documents of Atlantis.
well, they think that they know that there's uh, uh, they found that there's a empty space underneath the Sphinx that they haven't been able
So
to access.
I was gonna say, so no one's been in there yet. They're assuming that it's like a library.
Yeah, they think it's a room with things in it, and then because we don't really know how old the Sphinx is,
Mm-hmm.
right? It has your what's it called, your watermarks, your flood
Mm-hmm.
lines,
Yeah.
your not, and that's crazy. Nothing else has that. That's one of the only things that has those lines of uh what is it called, erosion,
Mm-hmm.
right, that can only come from water.
Mm-hmm.
On that, the head is a redo. They
Mm.
took the original head, and apparently maybe the pharaohs or whatever who was in charge during that time fixed the head of what was on the Sphinx and made
Mm-hmm.
it that pharaoh head.
Mm.
So it is
Oh, right,
a
right, right. Yeah, I heard that.
yeah,
Like it was something
originally it was
else.
something different. It was something
Right.
different. And so they think that it is so much older than we think. It is not a like when the Egyptians were building the pyramids, this thing was already there.
Hmm.
It wasn't the Egyptians that possibly built it. The but no, they think that there's a I love that it points to possibly Atlantis because it's so unfounded. It's like, oh, we found this chasm. Oh, it could lead us to Atlantis. Like, really, dude?
Right.
Really? Like, can we table Atlantis for a little bit? You
What if
know,
Atlantis was in Egypt?
I wouldn't put it past Atlantis. It sounds like a very Atlantis thing to do, is be in a desert. Like, what is the opposite of Atlantis? Egypt. That's it.
There it
Um,
is. We found it.
but so they da, da, da. So this is what and this is where I'm like, I stopped reading the article, but it's interesting to ponder, right? Who used was it where's one cartoon? Was it Pinky and the Brain? That's Ponder. Used Ponder a lot.
Hmm.
Um, there's a researcher over a century ago, a researcher and a clairvoyant, someone that's tapped into the ley lines and the whatever that is, the spiritual world.
Hmm.
Said there was a chamber in the bottom of the Sphinx, and they're
Hmm.
figuring out that it's right.
I
Yeah,
always wondered
but
when archaeologists are digging and stuff like that, and they either assume there's a room or they find a room, why it takes them so long to like get in there. I mean, you dug it up already. Like,
yeah,
I guess need permission. I don't know. Like,
who gives
I mean,
permission? Like, I
but
get it.
I feel like,
I
well, I feel like I'm like you've obviously had permission to like dig it up. Well, just open the thing and see what happens and release
well,
whatever demon
yeah,
plague that's in
witch,
there.
whatever plague that's in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what it is, and the rabbit holes have led me to believe this is that history and historians, you would never think this, but they have an agenda to fill. They have a massive role in
Hmm.
how things function. Think about it. If, let's say, what would happen to the world if you found proof, let's say, for shits and giggles, that Jesus was like actually real and there's irrefutable proof and that happened. Well, shit. Guess who you're pissing off? Guess who doesn't want that to get out there? There's a ton of people that wouldn't want that to get out there
Hmm.
because it ruins money flow. It's not about it. Like, I feel like it's not necessarily about truth. It's about fitting an agenda where everyone pays a little bit of money for them to keep things hush hush.
All right.
Because what happens if they found the Ark of the Covenant? What happens if name anything in any religion, if they proved it, then that's, or they completely contradict all religions and they
Right.
find this old Pepsi can from like, you know what I mean? Like, what happens? What happens when we find something that's older than humanity? We break open the door and there's an effing robot, a dusty
Hmm.
robot. Well, guess what? This is not our first time around on this game. That
Right.
means we're the second iteration of this. So,
Right.
and then that would destroy everything. That would destroy everything that we know. Everything we believed, all the way history was written, all the money that's been poured into these institutions for eons to keep preaching what they're preaching. They would have to go back and rewrite all of it. All of it. And that's too expensive. And there's a lot of things that would ripple across so many different things. And that's why people that go against the institution of your what's been taught history either end up unaliving themselves or accidentally falling asleep in their bathtub with a toaster. Like,
Right. Yeah.
when you go against the status quo, when you make ripples, that's when people start going missing or some weird shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never what you're taught. It's more about what's withheld. You know, like, dude, it wasn't until, well, I'll say that for another one, because we definitely have to touch on this Nazi Argentina exodus. But I could get on a soapbox. But there is a space underneath the Sphinx that is empty, that we can't break into. Like, dude, there's places on Native American reservations that could hold an insane amount of treasure, but because they find Native American remains, you
Right.
can't
They can't
you
dig it
can't
up.
proceed.
Well, I mean, like that, I can kind of understand because, yeah, I mean, that's their land, and it's you have to
Yeah,
follow their rules or whatever. And if they don't want to touch it, they don't want to touch it. But I'm sure there's treasure buried and all over the world and places that it would be nice to kind of dig it up and see what it is, but we can't. And I'm sure
yeah.
places like, I don't know, like the Vatican has all kinds of
Oh
crazy
yes,
stuff, and the
oh
Vatican the
yes.
Vatican has I've heard of some
It's
things that the
and it's
Vatican does
and it's
have.
proven, right? It's proven
Yeah, a
that
lot of it's
that
proven because it's like when you go to the Vatican, you have to get permission to go into like their libraries, and only certain people can look up certain things at certain times. And I mean, it's just crazy how
protected.
high tech, yeah, that it's like protected, like big time.
Yeah, like
It's
for
amazing.
for me, like the Vatican was the original MI6.
Hmm.
Like, was the original. They got the global news and they sent out their agents for good or
Hmm.
bad. Like the weird and mysterious and creepy. They sent out their people, and
Hmm.
they took whatever it was and they brought it back.
Right.
Like, but yeah, no, it's pretty crazy though, because then I've always been a firm believer in humans can be lazy, and we are
Oh,
we are we
yeah,
are
yeah, to say
we
the least.
are we are, what is it called, parasitic, or not parasitic, there's another word of it, there's another word that I'm trying to use that exists, but it's like we are opportunistic. That's what it is. We're opportunistic. So some of these structures I firmly believe that are older than our current human species, right? Our current
Hmm.
go round, and we've made use of them to the best of our ability. Like Machu Picchu. Who the fuck is carrying stones up there, dude? Like,
Well,
who the
yeah.
like that is so under traveled, underdeveloped, like it's not a mass. It wasn't like a mass production, like, let's say, the pyramids of Egypt. There was no big quarry. There was no, like, it's so small. Like, the collateral damage of Machu Picchu isn't at the bottom of the mountain. It's fucking forever away. And then they only had to carry up on one, like, simple path. Like, all this shit. There's no trace of, like, a slide with ropes and pulleys and no trees on one side of the mountain because they rubbed that shit down to the ground.
Right.
Like, there's none of that. It's
Well, a lot of
this
these
tiny
places,
little.
it's weird how, again, like the pyramids in Egypt or any other pyramids all around the world, like how did they get them up there? How did they get these stones from, whatever? It's
Yep.
just the whole thing is crazy. The whole thing is
It's
just crazy.
it's wild. It's just wild. And so I think that humankind, we're opportunistic, and these things were before our time. I think these things were before our time.
Oh,
Like
definitely. No, definitely.
like
I mean
we
this.
just we just we just found them, and we're like, okay, we'll
Yeah.
we'll use it this way. We'll put little cute carvings on it, and that's
Hmm.
it. But we don't know what the
Hmm.
fuck it is. You know,
Right.
we found it.
Right.
It's ours. We'll build whatever it is around it. But we didn't build this. We found it. So, but yeah, man, that's my thought on the whole thing. It'd be interesting. I'm with you. Why can't they just blow this effing door down release the mummy.
Right. I mean, just let it out. Just let it out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Is still around. The guy from the Mummy.
Oh yeah, Billy Zane. Billy Zane, I think.
Oh
Is that his
no,
name?
no,
I don't
no,
know.
no, no. The hero. The hero.
Oh,
He
Brendan
did the whale. He
Fraser.
did the movie The Whale. Brendan Fraser.
Brendan
Yes,
Fraser. Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Go to Brendan Fraser. He's still he
Yeah,
looks wonderful,
as
and
long
he
as we
will
have
go
him.
and
As long as we have
yeah,
him. You
So yeah, I think that'd be pretty sweet.
I feel like there's so many. The more it's just crazy to me in this world of we know everything, but we really don't know shit. You know, like
No,
we're just
well, yeah,
we're uncovering more questions the more we go in the
always,
past. And
always.
that's absolutely insane to me. Like there's always questions. We don't know anything about our
Uh,
past. So it's cool, man. And that's why I love this kind of podcast. I love this kind of outlet. It's because anything's valid until it's proven not. So,
I mean,
I love asking
it's
questions
just
about that shit.
you just there's so many things that go on in this world
Mm-hmm.
that we don't have the answer to, even though there might be answers to them, and they could be really simple answers but nobody's willing to say for
Yeah.
whatever reason. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's weird sometimes.
I
Like, I
yeah.
can't tell you because this group of people might be upset, or or this could
Yeah.
happen. It's no. I'm just tell us what happened. Let us
Yeah.
know.
Just simple. Just say aliens. And I'm like, okay, fine. Fair enough. That'd be the quickest, easiest effing aliens. Got you. No worries.
Well, it's
Makes
funny because
sense.
they did tell us there's aliens, and then nobody really gives a shit.
No, we're over it. We're over it. Our
No,
attention spans are only 5 minutes, not even.
everyone's paying more attention to Taylor Swift at the Kansas City Chiefs games than they are
Yeah.
aliens.
Yeah. Because aliens can't make milk prices go down or gas prices go down. Like it doesn't affect their everyday life. And I kind of sort of get it. It's like we're over it. Stop. You've dangled that carrot in front of us for so long. I
Yep.
don't give a shit.
But congratulations to Taylor Swift because now she is a billionaire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lucky her.
Pretty much. Yeah, good for her.
I'm
Jesus
trying to
Christ.
be, just make it in the thousands. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot, guys.
yeah. Fucking. Oh, anyway. But no, man, it's always good. That's why I always love hopping on the podcast, man, because it's just a good place for questions. Because I can't really rant anywhere else. I can't really
Well,
bring up I can't go to my wife like, did you know there's a empty space beneath the Sphinx? She's like, what about the trash in the trash can? Like, fair enough.
you got me.
Fair enough. I'll go take that out. You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah.
yeah. So like there's questions that what I'm happy asking. And honestly, at this point in my life, I'm completely fine knowing that I will not be around when they do have the answer. Like we're never gonna know in our lifetime.
No,
It's
we'll never
just
know. Just like
it's
JFK. Who killed
yeah.
JFK? We're never going to find out.
Someone
They'll
knows.
keep they'll
Someone
keep
knows.
pushing. They'll keep pushing it back. So whoever
Yeah.
knows, they just keep pushing back till they die.
Yep. Yep. Oh
But
man.
anyway, so that was the Otterman. That was the story about
Yes.
Mr. Otterman and
Well,
the
Kashaka.
strange room under the Sphinx.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Under the
That
Sphinx or
was
in the Sphinx?
underneath it. Yeah.
Okay,
Underneath the
underneath the
Sphinx.
Sphinx.
Yeah. No, man.
Cool.
Thanks for having me on the podcast, man. It's awesome. Guys, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff that goes so far.
And remember, with everybody who subscribes, you save a guinea pig.
Possibly. It's rumored.
That's the
Don't
theory.
Google it.
That is our conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a
Exactly,
mountain of
guys.
guinea pigs that need saving in Peru.
All in Guinea.
Right.
All of them in Guinea.
Guinea, Peru.
Guinea, Peru. Who knew?
Anyway,
Who knew?
thanks a lot, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
We'll
man.
do it again.
Always a pleasure. Yep.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. And until next time,
Yep.
peace.
Later.